Welcome back to the Cozy Cottage Homestead. Today I'm going to do a little spring, April garden tour to show y'all what is growing and what seeds and stuff that I have started. This was the rest of the garlic. For those of you that's been following the devotional, I had pulled some of them and now it was time to pull the rest of them. They are beautiful and healthy and plump. I am very happy with this variety. I do not remember the name, but Gathering Basket had mentioned a stiff neck garlic. So I found one that grew good in our area. So I will be planting these again. And I believe I planted them in October, November-ish. And I pulled the first of them in March. But I'm going to wait next year and be patient and pull the rest of them like I did the last of these in April, because they did put on some more size and just got really plump and beautiful. So that was the end of the garlic, and I have a bunch of it already braided and hanging in the house. I'm just letting these sit out so that they can finish drying out. The grow towers are doing good. I have shortened them so that I could see up over the top of them. I have already enjoyed a handful of strawberries that were already ready. I have 4 of them, 3 high, planted with strawberries. And this was some of the transplants that are just getting started, but some of them are doing pretty good too. So my plan was to take the little water catcher off the top so that the tops could fill out and that it would be beautiful. And this one over here has onions in the very bottom. Some of them, I think 1 or 2 might have not made it, but they are liking it. And it's 3 high. And right here is the famous chocolate mint that is coming back and doing wonderful. The hostas, as usual, are a tropical plant. Not the hostas, hibiscus. I do have hostas too, but they are still coming back every year. So I know that the root beds are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So probably we'll plant them in the ground because they are, I think I've had them now in pots going on 3 years. All right, this first bed right here, we have onions planted around the edges. And I have onions that I'm going to be pulling up pretty soon. But these are spaghetti squash. They were struggling just a little bit. And then along the edge, which is a fence row there, is green peas, sweet peas. And these 4 over here are yellow squash. And in front of all of these, seeds have been placed and sown so that we will have quite a few more spaghetti squash and yellow squash. But you know how squash is. You only need a couple of plants, but I did replant some in the front. Some of these onions are ready to be pulled. Really got some nice size. Some of these were the red onions. So I'm going to be pulling them and saving the tops and dehydrating the onions and the green onion part of the onion plant. This bed over here, same thing, all the way down to the end is sweet peas, so it can grow up over the fence. Have baby onions started and some more regular onions. I think yellow and red onions. Right here. So right here we have a zucchini squash, and the rest have been planted. So now I'm just waiting to see the little seedlings pop up. And that's the first one that I see so far, so that's a good sign. Over here in this double-decker raised bed, we have our overflow of strawberries on the end. And inside the bed here, we have green beans planted. They're all popping up. Lots of new little babies popping up in all the spots that look empty. You can get down there lower and you can see they're coming up. On the end, I have what I believe they call snow peas. I just call them garden eating peas. I'll come out here in the garden working and just snap me off a couple of these snow peas and enjoy them fresh right off the little plant. And you can see they're starting to, won't be long and they'll be making some peas. And straight across, and there's an arch here for them to grow over. Same thing on both of the ends. And over here was the first planting of green beans. I have went back in and replanted in all the empty spots. And you can see they are coming up as well. But these plants here are about 2 weeks ahead of the other ones. But they'll probably all start making about the same time, because there's little babies popping up everywhere. So this is a view from straight across in the arch. Over here we have more onions. Some of these are going to be pulled as well. I was able to get my tomato plants planted. I've showed them on the devotional too while they were growing, different stages in the greenhouse. And right here we have some more of those snow peas. And she is putting on some blooms and doing beautiful. And in front of the tomatoes is where I usually plant my bell peppers. Same thing right here. See if I can do this without showing my vehicle. This is the insides of the rows all the way back to over there where the squash was planted. So there's arches so that these snow peas can grow up over the arches. Some more tomato plants in this bed as well. Same thing. Right here was some of the different type of garlic that I had that didn't do as well. But this is my tomato row. I put tomatoes on the trellises, and in front where it is bare is where I have saved a spot for my bell peppers. And these drums, which were previously used for potatoes, since we enjoy the sweet potatoes and enjoy the health benefits of them better, we decided to plant this with pickling cucumbers, and they're just starting to come up. That is the asparagus bed. We did have us a nice pot of asparagus last night with our dinner, and boy was it delicious. Down this side is daffodils. They've already done their thing, done bloomed. And I don't think there's no pickling cucumbers popped up yet in here. We'll go out here to the corn garden. So the corn garden is doing great. We do have rocky soil. You can see right here some of the rock in it. The first row right here that is planted is regular artichoke. This is my first time growing it. The ones that have, you're supposed to plant them like 5 feet apart. So there's one plant there, one plant there, and then there's one over here on the very end. So I think that was 3 of them that came up, and I think I only planted 4, so that's pretty good. Let's come over here out of the sun. Oops, sorry about that. This first row is nothing but the chocolate sunflowers. The third row is corn and sunflowers. So we've always planted the sunflowers with the corn. They help each other grow and support each other, and sunflowers help to add nutrition to your soil and also helps clean up the soil. So the fourth row here is sweet corn and sunflowers as well. These 3 rows are the first first 5 rows was planted a couple of weeks ago. You can see that in the devotional. It looked like it was bare dirt, but it was actually little tiny corn plants popping up. And then the last 4 rows we just planted. You can just see all the corns coming up, and I did not plant sunflowers with these. I just simply planted corn. So hopefully, and these are wide rows, so I double seeded both sides so that we would have plenty of sweet corn to put up this year. And if you've been watching my channel a while, you know last year our corn did not do as well. So this year we added some different types of compost and fertilizer to it. Like I said, we have rocky soil, so we have to do a lot of amendments to our soil so that we can get seeds to grow past all of the rocks. And I'll try to show you on this little bank over here. I'm sure y'all can see the rocks. So we have to plant the seeds and then cover it up with the softer soil, but then it grows in the native dirt that's been fertilized with rabbit manure and stuff like that from the homestead and our compost. But on this little edging here, sun is awfully bright. You can see, and this is where it goes on around, how rocky the soil is. Which is a good thing because we're high here in the, not North Louisiana, but more north. We're kind of northeast of Louisiana, close to Mississippi. So we are higher and drier than what's below us. And that's what helps us, is we have a more of a red clay and the rock, so that when it rains, it drains off very quick and doesn't stay very muddy. And you can't really tell, but there's a serious drop off, and there's like a little drainage canal down in that bottom. So we're up here high and dry on a hill where we have our houses at. Over here in this bed is usually where I plant my pumpkins. I planted some dinosaur kale. We have some more ginger over here. Some daffodils right here and some weeds. This is the bed where I usually plant my parsley, and I've already got that started in some pots. Over here I need to do some more weeding. We have our green onions. They are starting to go to seed, but that's great because they just keep reseeding themselves in this little spot right here. And down here is where the turmeric is, and it hasn't started popping up just yet, but it won't be long and it'll be coming up. And we have some dandelions that I leave growing in here, and right here we have that nice sage plant. See the dandelion flower right there, but this is a sage plant, and it just keeps coming back every year. Over here is where I plant the sweet potatoes. I've already started a couple little slips, and I need to start some more slips. So that may be the next video. I don't know. But this bed will be covered in sweet potatoes. This bed is where my broccoli was going to go. The broccoli did not germinate, so we'll try again later. Maybe wait till the fall to start it. And also, I usually plant my cabbage here, which done wonderful last year. So over here, we have some cauliflower. It is doing wonderful. It seems to like it here. It gets shade and sun. And there's had one little cabbage plant this year. This one right here that made it. But the cauliflower is looking really nice. Excited about it. I was hoping for the broccoli too, but that's okay. We'll do broccoli and cabbage again once it, probably for a fall crop. This is the other side of the sweet potato bed. I'm going to be planting, instead of doing 2 crops of sweet potatoes this year, I'm going to do my cantaloupe, watermelon, and pumpkins so that it can run off over here and have plenty of room, sun, and shade as well. And oh yes, there is the hosta plant. I don't know why the hibiscus and the hosta always confuses me, but I do have hosta planted in several places. Over here we have those cherry tomatoes, parsley, and eggplant starting on the outside of the greenhouse here. We have some goji berries, some yarrow, some stinging nettles, and a few other herbs. I don't remember exactly. I have to go in and look, but they are just barely starting. So we'll keep an eye on those. Over here we have some blueberry bushes that we've started. They've been in these pots for a couple of years. They're hanging in there, got some new growth on them. I always like to, anything that I have excess of or access to here on the homestead, I try to pot it. So if I see anyone, like my siblings, if they want to get a start of something, then I always have something to offer them. Same thing with pecan trees. They grow all over our property. So just in case, if you've ever bought fruit trees, you know how expensive they are. And this is the famous elephant ear. It comes back every year and grows and grows and grows and grows. So not a vegetable plant, but as you know, if you look back on my channel, there are things you can do with elephant ears They are actually edible if prepared correctly. And look how gorgeous the amarillo red lilies are. They have just put on beautifully this year. They love this little spot right here. Just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that bee right there. Yeah, they are just absolutely gorgeous. The laurel bay leaves are coming back. I was kind of hesitant, wondering if they were going to make it, but they are coming back. Here is the other one. I did put up a lot of bay leaf last year, so we have plenty of bay leaf dehydrated and dried. We put it in rice in our food storage, stuff like that, to keep insects out. And that is some more daffodils and a rose bush growing over the arch. We have 2 lemon trees right here that I started from seed. They are doing wonderful. I'm hesitant on if I should wait one more year or not before I put them in the ground, because I don't want the cold weather to get to them. It's quite amazing when you grow something, especially like a tree, from a seed. So let's go on in the greenhouse and I'll show you what's going on in here. Lemongrass. We have plenty of lemongrass. I have started several pots here, as you can see, of lemongrass. If you've never grown lemongrass, it's a great little plant, medicinal. You can cook with it. And also, the smell is citrusy, and it will keep insects, mosquitoes, and stuff like that, spiders, all that kind of stuff away from your home. So if you don't like a plant that needs a lot of babysitting, maybe the lemongrass is for you, because it is very easy to grow, and it multiplies and makes more and more and more lemongrass. One of those great plants that you can share. Over here we have the gooseberry. They made it through the winter, doing good. I'm going to leave them in pots a little bit longer so they can get a better root ground. Pecan trees. We do have lots of pecan trees here on the homestead. They were planted before we purchased the homestead. So when I see babies, I dig them up and put them in pots so I can share them as well. One of my sisters just recently purchased a home and a good chunk of land. So I've been saving all my extra plants and potting them up for her so she can start her some pecan trees. Because I know for a fact that there's no pecan trees on that property that she is on now. I also started her some strawberries, the extras that I had in the little pot here, and some chocolate mint and some regular mint. I guess it's spearmint. Little aloe vera was getting kind of dry, but it's coming back, doing good. I'll gift her that as well. Over here we have those bell peppers that it's still just a little bit too chilly for them to germinate. I've replanted them several times, but I'm still hopeful that they will start germinating now that it is getting quite warmer. Over here we have a few extra tomato plants that is doing wonderful. So if any of the tomato plants don't make it or get blowed over or whatever, I'll have a few extra to fill their space if I need them. If not, I'll gift them too. Well, I think that will be about all for this little tour. I think I'll end it right here, kind of where I started it. And I don't have too much longer to wait before I can enjoy another handful of strawberries. So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope everyone else is having a really good day and all of your gardens are doing well, and that we will have a wonderful garden season this year. And don't forget to come back later in the year and I'll post an update on how everything is growing. So thanks so much for joining me today, and farewell, Homestead family, friends, and neighbors from the Cozy Cottage Homestead.